Hello everybody, I'm Doonhamer from Doonhamer Game Channel. Welcome back to Doki Doki Literature Club and to what hopefully will be a more calm and peaceful episode, because last episode we technically kind of finished possibly Act 1. I don't know if the game's split into acts because we've had to restart now, because at the end, well, about halfway through last episode, Sayori committed suicide, which in itself is really dark, and it was actually quite sad because we'd literally just told her, well, our character anyways, that he loved her and they became a couple. But clearly that was the thing that put her over the edge in her feelings of just her lack of self-worth, really, and her pain. But anyways, let's get on and see what's going to happen today. Hi again, Doonhamer. Glad to see you didn't run away on us. Ha ha ha. Nah, don't worry. This might be a little strange for you, but at least I kept my word. Well, I'm back at the Literature Club. I was the last one to come in, so everyone else is already hanging out. What the hell? Thanks for keeping your promise, Doonhamer. I hope this isn't too overwhelming of a commitment for you, making you dive headfirst into literature when you're not accustomed to it. What the hell is going on? Oh, come on, like you deserved any slack. You really had to be dragged here by Monica. I don't know if you plan to just come here and hang out or what, but if you don't take it seriously, then you won't see the end of it. Monica, I can't read that. Natsuki finds herself stuck between saying Monica and manga. Manga is literature. Swiftly defeated, Natsuki plops back into her seat. I'm sorry, Doonhamer. Make sure to put your comfort first, okay? Yuri shoots Natsuki with a disappointed glance. Anyway, now that you're in the club and all, perhaps you might have an interest in picking up a book to read. Well, I can't really say no either way. Like you said, I'm in this club now, so it only feels right for me to do something like that, if you ask me. Wait. I didn't mean it like that. If you don't really want to, then I figured I said anything, I guess. Forget I said anything. No, it's not that, Yuri. I want to try to be part of this club, so even if I don't read often, I'd be happy to pick up a book if you wanted me to. Are you sure? I just felt like, well, as vice president and all, that I should help you get started in stuff you might like. Yuri reaches into her bag and gives us a book that she gave us last time. I didn't want you to feel left out, so I picked out a book that I thought you might enjoy. It's a short read, so it should keep your attention, even if you don't usually read. And we could, discuss it if you wanted. This is... How is this girl accidentally being so cute? She even picked out a book she'll think I'll like, despite me not reading much. Yuri, thank you. I'll definitely read this. I enthusiastically take the book. Phew. Well, you can read it at your own pace. I look forward to hearing what you think. Now that everyone's settled in, I expected Monica to kick off the scheduled activities for the club. But that doesn't seem to be the case. Yuri's face is already buried in the book. Can't help but notice her intense expression, like she was waiting for this chance. Meanwhile, Natsuki is rummaging around in the closet for her manga. I'm really curious to talk to Yuri a little bit more, but at the same time I would feel bad for distracting her from reading. Looks like the same book she lent me. More than that, she seems to be on the first few pages. Crap. I think she noticed me looking at her. She sneaks another glance at me. This is different. Our eyes meet for a split second. But that only makes her hide her face deeper in the book. Sorry, I was just spacing out. I'm out of this sensing I made her uncomfortable. Oh, it's fine. I was focused and I probably wouldn't have noticed in the first place. But I'm just rereading a bit of this, so that's the book you gave me, right? I want to reread some of it. Not for any particular reason. Just curious how come you have two copies of the same book. Well, when I stopped at the bookstore yesterday... that's not what I meant. I mean, I just happened to buy two of them. I see. There's something fairly obvious here that Yuri isn't telling me, but I decided to let it go. Oh gosh, is Yuri going to do something by the end of this act? Okay, I'm already dreading it. I'll definitely start reading it soon. I'm glad to hear. Once it starts to pick up, you might have a hard time putting it down. It's a very engaging and relatable story. Is that so? What's the story about anyway? Well, look at the cover of the book. The book is titled Portrait of Markov. There's an ominous looking eye symbol on the front cover. Basically, it's about the religious camp that turned into a human experiment prison. The people trapped there have this trait that turns them into killing machines that lust for blood. But the facility gets even worse and they start selectively breeding people by cutting off their limbs and affixating them to... Oh, that'd be a little bit of a spoiler. Actually, did she mention this last time? I think she might have. But anyway, I'm really into it. The book, I mean. Not the thing about the limbs. It's kind of dark, isn't it? You really made it sound like it was going to be a nice story, so the dark came from nowhere. Are you not a fan of that sort of thing, Doonhamer? No, it's not that. I mean, I can definitely enjoy those kind of stories, so don't worry. I hope so. Yeah, I totally forgot that Yuri's in those things. She's so shy and reclusive on the outside, but her mind seems to be completely different. It's just that this kind of story is the kind that challenges you to look at life from a strange new perspective. When horrible things happen, not just because someone, but because the world is full of horrible people and we're all worthless anyways. Where did that come from? Then suddenly, I'm rambling. I'm rambling, aren't I? Not again. I'm sorry. What is going on? Hey, don't apologise. I haven't lost interest or anything. Well, I guess it's alright then. But I feel like I should let you know that I have this problem. When I let things like books and writing fill my thoughts, my whole body gets What? I kind of forget to pay attention to other people. So I'm sorry if I end up saying something strange. Please, stop me if I start talking too much. I really don't need to worry. That just means you're passionate about reading. The least I can do is listen. It's a literature club after all. Ah, that's true. In fact, I might as well get started reading it, right? Fucking hell, I made me shit myself. Yes, I mean, you don't have to, but... what are you saying? Let me just get the book. I quickly retrieved the book and I had put in my bag. Alright, it's fine if I sit here, right? I'm in the seat next to Yuri's. Yeah? Are you sure? You seem a little apprehensive. I'm sorry. It's not that I don't want you to. It's just something I'm not very used to. That is reading in company with someone. I see. Well, just tell me if I end up distracting you or anything. Alright. I open the book and start the prologue. I still understand what Yuri means about reading in company. It's as if I feel her presence over my shoulder as I read. It's not a particular bad thing. Maybe a little distracting, but the feeling is somewhat confusing. Yuri is in the corner of my eye. I realise that she's not actually looking at her own book. I glance over. Looks like she's reading from my book instead. So sorry, I was just bathing in the feeling of your body heat. What the fuck? Yuri, you really apologise a lot, don't you? I do. What the this is... When it said psychological horror, I didn't think it was going to go, like, mental. I don't really mean to... Sorry. I mean... Here, this should work. I slide my desk until it's up against Yuri's, then hold my book more between the two of them. I suppose so. Yuri timidly turns her own copy. Once we each lean in a little bit... Oh, she's not saying that. Once we each lean in a little bit, our shoulders almost touching. Feels like my left arm is in the way, so instead I use my right hand to hold the book open. I guess that makes it kind of difficult to turn a page. Here. Yuri takes her left arm and holds the left side of the book between her thumb and forefinger. I do the same with my right hand on the right side of the book. That way I turn the page and Yuri slides it under her thumb after it flips to her side. When holding it like this, we're huddled even closer together than before. It's actually kind of distracting me. It's as if I can feel the warmth of Yuri's face and she's in the corner of my vision. Are you ready? To turn the page. Sorry. I think I got a little bit distracted for a second. I glance over at Yuri's face again and our eyes meet. I don't know how I'll be able to keep up with her. That's okay. You're not as used to reading, right? I don't mind being patient if it takes you a little bit longer. It's probably the least I can do. Since you've been so patient with me. Yeah, thanks. Continue reading. Yuri no longer asks me if I'm ready to turn the page. Instead, I just assume that she finishes the pages before me, so I return it by my own volition. We continue the first chapter in silence. Even so, turning pages almost feels like an intimate exchange. My thumb gently letting go of the page, letting it flutter away to her side, and she catches it under her own thumb. Hey, Yuri, this might be a silly thought, but the main character kind of reminds me of you a little bit. No, I don't relate to this character at all. Definitely not. Really? I'm just thinking the way she second guesses things she says and all that. That's what you were talking about. Sorry, I thought you meant something else about her. Something else? No, never mind. We didn't even get that far yet, so I don't know why that came into my head. Yuri, are you feeling alright? Yuri's been a little frigid ever since we started reading. You can rest if you're feeling sick or something. Your breathing is a little... My breathing? She puts her hand on her chest as if to feel her heartbeat. I don't even notice. Anyway, I'm fine. I just need some water. Alright, don't push yourself. What the fuck is it? Yuri stands up and practically rushes out the classroom. What on earth was that about? Doonhamer! Did something just happen? I have no idea. Yuri's acted a little strange, I guess. So you don't know anything? Sorry, I can't say I do. Are you worried about her? Oh, no, not really. I'm just making sure that you didn't do anything to her. No, nothing. Don't worry, I believe you, silly. Yuri just does this sometimes, so it's nothing alarming. Alright, if you say so. Anyway, why don't we start sharing our poems with each other? Shouldn't we wait for Yuri? Well, she might be a while, so I figured we'd get started without her. Is that okay? Yeah, I was just asking. I stand up. I make a mental note of where I left in the book and slip it back into my bag. Oh, I should start with Monica. Yesterday she seemed eager to read my poem and I want her to know I'm putting in effort. Hi, Doonhamer. Having a good time so far? If there's cups of tea going around, yes. Good, glad to hear it. By the way, since you're new and everything, if you ever have any suggestions for the club, like new activities or things we can do better, I'm always listening. Don't be afraid to bring things up, okay? Alright, so I'll keep that in mind. Of course, I'll be afraid to bring things up. I'm much better off just going with the flow until I'm more settled in. Anyway, want to share your poem with me? It's kind of embarrassing, but I guess I have to. Ahahaha! Right, the brew is done. We're all a little embarrassed today, you know? But it's the sort of barrier that we'll all learn to get past it. Yeah, that's true. Hand Monica my poem. Great job, Doonhamer. I was going ooh in my head while reading it. It's really metaphorical. Not sure why, but I didn't expect you to go for something so deep. I guess I underestimated you. It's easiest for me to keep everyone's expectations low. That way, it always counts when I put in some deja vu there. Anyway, that's not very fair. Well, I guess it worked anyway. You know that Yuri likes this kind of writing, right? Writing that's full of imagery and symbolism. Sometimes, I feel like Yuri's mind is totally detached from reality. I don't mean that like it's a bad thing though, but sometimes I get the impression that she's totally given up on people. She spends so much time in her own head that it's probably a much more interesting place for her. That's why she gets so happy when you treat her with a lot of kindness. I don't think she's used to being indulged like that. She must really starve for social interaction, so don't blame her for coming on a little strong. Like earlier, I think she gets too stimulated, she ends up withdrawing and looking for alone time. Suddenly the door opens. Yuri! I'm back! Did I miss anything? No, not really. We are all sharing our poems with each other. Eh? Already? I'm sorry for being late. No need to apologise. We still have plenty of time, so I'm glad that you took all the time you needed. Alright. Thanks, Monica. I suppose I should get to my poem now. Anyway, do you want to read my poem now? Don't worry, I'm not very good. So I'm pretty confident for someone who claims to be not very good. Well, that's because I have to sound confident. That doesn't mean I always feel that way, you know. I see. Well, let's read about it. Okay, it's the hole in the wall again. Yeah, okay, I'm not going to read the hole in the wall again. So what do you think? It's very freeform, if that's what you call it. Sorry, I'm not really the right person to ask for feedback. Hahaha, it's okay. Yeah, that kind of style has gotten pretty popular nowadays. That is, a lot of poems have been putting emphasis on timing between words and lines. When formed out loud, it can be really powerful. What was the inspiration behind this one? Well, I'm not sure if I know how to put it. I guess you could say that I had some kind of epiphany recently. It's been influencing my poems a bit. An epiphany? Yeah, something like that. I'm kind of nervous to talk about deep stuff like that, because it's kind of coming on strongly. Maybe after everyone's best friends with each other. Anyway, here's Monica's writing tip of the day. Sometimes when you're writing a poem or story, your brain gets fixated on a specific point. If you try so hard to make it perfect, then you'll never make any progress. Just force yourself to get something down on paper and tidy it up later. Another way to think about this is, if you keep your pen in the same spot for too long, you'll just get a little dark puddle of ink. So just move your hand and go with the flow. That's my advice for today. Thanks for listening. Okay, we'll go to Yuri next. As Yuri reads the poem, I notice her eyes lighten. Exceptional. What was that? Did I say that out loud? Yuri first covers her mouth, but then ends up covering her whole face. He's going to hate me. You really didn't do anything wrong, Yuri. That's... I guess you're right. What am I getting so nervous for? Yuri takes a breath. Something bad's gonna happen to Yuri at the end of this. So, what kind of writing experience do you have? Your use of imagery and metaphors indicates you've written a lot of poetry before. Really? Wow, that's a huge compliment coming from you. That's actually my first time, really. Yuri stares at me blankly, then looks at the poem again. Well, I know that. I just meant to... Yuri trails off, unable to find an excuse. She traces her fingers along the words in the poem as if breaking it down more thoroughly. Yeah, okay. This is the reason I was able to tell. Shows there are specific writing habits that are usually typical of new writers. And I've been through that myself. I kind of learned to pick up on them. I think the most notable thing I recognised in new writers is that they try to make their own style very deliberate. In other words, they tend to pick up a writing style separate from the topic matter, and they form fit the two together. The end result is that both the style and the expressiveness are weakened. Once Yuri finds her train of thought, it's as if her demeanour totally changes. Her stammering is completely gone and she sounds like an expert. Of course, that's not something you can be blamed for. There are so many different skills and techniques that go into writing. Not just finding them and building them, but getting them to work together is probably the most challenging part. It might take you time, but it all comes with practice and learning by example and trying new things. I also hope that everyone else in the club gives you valuable feedback. Natsuki can be a little bit biased though. Biased how? Well, never mind. I shouldn't be talking about people like that. Sorry. It's fine. I'm not sure if Yuri's apologizing to herself, to me, or to Natsuki. Do you mind if I read your poem now? Please do. I'd love to share my thought process behind it. Yuri smiles dreamingly, as if it's a rare opportunity for her. Which itself is kind of funny. After all, this isn't supposed to be isn't this supposed to be a literature club? And it's the ghost under the light again. I'm sorry, I have such terrible handwriting. What? I wasn't thinking about that at all. But it took you a long time to read. Ah, well, I just don't read script very often. I actually think your handwriting is pretty. I don't. That's a relief. Also, I like the poem. Even though it's short, it was very descriptive. My gosh. It wasn't too short. I usually write longer poems. Not at all. I'm really glad you liked it. Oh gosh, wrong voice. I'll be honest. Since it's our first time sharing, I wanted to write something a little more mild. Something easy to digest, I suppose. Are you into ghosts, Yuri? Uh-huh. Actually, the story isn't about a ghost at all, Doonhamer. Really? I must have totally missed the point. Well, I suppose you did only glance over it after all. But remember, the poets often express their own thoughts, feelings, and experiences in their work. They usually do more than tell a simple story or paint a picture. In this case, perhaps the subject of the poem is only being symbolically compared to a ghost, lying in her past remaining place of comfort, unable to let go of her past, and she be left with nothing. It's a lot more solemn putting it that way. I hadn't even thought of that. That's impressive. Huh? It's nothing really. Yours was impressive too, so... Nah. If anything, I could probably learn a thing or two from you. You think so? Yeah, of course. Ah. You know, I was really nervous about doing all this, but in the end I enjoyed it. I'm going to keep doing my best for you, Doonhamer. Ah, me too. Alright, let's see what wee Natsuki is going to be saying today. Probably the same as what she said the last time. Well, it's about what I expected for someone like you. That's a little blunt. Well, excuse me. It's not like I said it was bad. It just doesn't evoke an emotion. So basically, it's not cute enough for your taste. Do you want to get smacked? I'll pass. Well, anyway, I guess I need to show you mine. Not that you'll like it. And that's this weird one again. Yeah, I told you that you weren't going to like it. I like it. What? Just be honest. I am. Why are you so convinced that I wouldn't like it? Well, because everyone in high school thinks that writing has to be all sophisticated and stuff, so people don't even take my writing seriously. But isn't the point of poems for people to express themselves? Your writing style wouldn't make your message any less valid. Yes, exactly. I like it. I like when it's easy to read, but it hits you hard. Like in this poem, seeing everyone around you do great things can really be disheartening. So I decided to write about it. Yeah, I understand. But the other nice thing about simple writing is that it puts more effort on the wordplay. Like I set up a rhyme at the end, then made it fall flat on purpose. It helps bring out the feeling in the last line. So you did. I guess more went into it than I realised. That's what it means to be a pro. I'm glad you learned something. Didn't expect that from the youngest one here, did you? Well, guess not. I decided to humour her with the last comment. I really don't care how old everyone is, but if Natsuki is feeling proud, then I won't take that away from her. Okay, meeting adjourned. Phew. Guess that's everyone. Glance around the room. That was a lot more stressful than I anticipated. It's as if everyone is judging me for my mediocre writing abilities. Even if they're just being nice, there's no way my poems can stand up to theirs. This is a literature club after all. I sigh. I guess that's what I ended up getting myself into. Across the room, Monica is writing something in her notebook. My eyes land on Yuri and Natsuki. They gingerly exchange sheets of paper, sharing their respective poems. As they read in tandem, I watch each of their expressions change. Natsuki's eyebrows furrow in frustration. Meanwhile, Yuri smiles sadly. What's with this language, eh? Did you say something? Oh, it's nothing. Natsuki dismissively returns the poem to the desk with one hand. I guess you could say it's fancy. Ah, thanks. Yours is cute. Cute? Did you completely miss the symbolism or something? It's clear about the feeling of giving up. How can that be cute? I know that. I just meant the language, I guess. I was trying to say something nice. Eh? You mean you have to try that hard to come up with something nice to say? Thanks, but I really didn't come out nice at all. Well, I do have a couple of suggestions. If I was looking for suggestions, I would have asked someone who actually liked it, which people did, by the way. Monica liked it, and Doonhamer did too. Just based on that, I gladly give you some suggestions of my own. First of all, Excuse me, I appreciate the offer, but I spent a long time establishing my writing style. I don't expect it to change anytime soon, unless of course I come across something particularly inspiring. Which I haven't yet. And Doonhamer liked my poem too, you know. He even told me he was impressed by it. Natsuki suddenly stands up. Oh, I didn't realize you were so invested in trying to impress our new member, Yuri. That's not what you're just... Yuri stands up as well. Maybe you're just jealous that Doonhamer appreciated my advice more than he appreciates yours. Huh? And how do he know he didn't appreciate my advice more? Are you that full of yourself? No. If I was full of myself, I would deliberately go out my way to make everything I do overly cute. Well, you know what? I wasn't the one whose boobs magically grew a size bigger as soon as Doonhamer started showing up. Natsuki? Natsuki, that's a little... This doesn't involve you taking out our own insecurities and others like that. You're really acting as young as you look, Natsuki. Me? What? Edgy? See? Just saying that proves my point. What is happening? Most people learn to get over themselves as after they graduate middle school, you know. If you want to prove anything, then stop harassing others with your sickening attitude. You think you can counterbalance your toxic personality just dressing and acting cute? The only cute thing about you is how hard you try. Whoa, be careful, you might cut yourself on the edge, Yuri. Oh, my bad, you're all to do, don't you? Did you secure me a cut myself? What the fuck is wrong with your head? Yeah, go on. Let Doonhamer hear everything you really think. I'm sure he'll be head over heels for you after that. Suddenly Yuri turns towards me as she just noticed I was standing here. Doonhamer! She's just trying to make me look bad. That's not true. She started it. What the What the hell? Monica? Hey Doonhamer, why don't you step outside for a little bit, okay? What the hell is this game? Sorry about that. They really shouldn't have tried to get you involved. It's probably better for us to stay out of this. We'll go back inside once they're done yelling. Ha. Some president I am, right? Can't even confront my own club members properly. Just wish I was able to be a little more assertive sometimes. Would I ever have it in me to put my foot down against the others? You understand, right? Anyway, that's not good for a president if you can't confront people. If this makes you want to spend less time with the others, then that's fine. I'd be happy to spend time with you instead. Suddenly Natsuki runs out the classroom. She quickly runs away. Oh dear, well, looks like they're done. I didn't mean it. Yuri's looking back and forth on her desk with her palms on her forehead. Yuri? I didn't mean it. I believe you. What? This is actually mind-blowing me. I have no idea what Yuri might have said to Natsuki, or did. Doonhamer, please don't hate me. Please. It's not like this. There's something wrong with me today. It's fine, Yuri. We know you didn't mean it. Besides, I'm sure Natsuki will forget about it by tomorrow, completely. Anyway, the meeting is over, so you can go home now if you want. Yuri looks at me like she wants to say something, but she keeps glancing at Monica. You can go first, Monica. I'd like to stay a little bit longer. I'm the president, so I should be the last one out. I'll wait for you to be done. Well, I'm vice president, so please, let me take the responsibility today. Kinda sounds like you don't want me around for something, Yuri. It's not like that. I didn't get much of a chance to discuss my book with Doonhamer. It would be just embarrassing with you listening. I guess I don't really have a choice, do I? I'm sorry for causing trouble, but I really appreciate your understanding. What the... Chocolates, cute, calm, nature, determination, encouragement, whatever that was. Jump, lucky, sunny, bed, wonderful, uncanny, after image, anime, forgive, extraordinary, happiness, universe, games, and horror. That will be your choices. Another day passed in time for the club meeting already. What is going on? We just... Enter a club, the usual scene greets me. Welcome back, Doonhamer. Hi. I'm not sure if it's me or if it's Yuri's expression, but the initiative cross still hangs in the air. Yuri glances over her shoulder, looking around the room. Like she's reading manga at a desk. Surprisingly, Monica's in here either. Suddenly, Yuri takes my arm and pulls me into the corner of the room. About yesterday, I really need to apologise. Nothing like that has ever happened before. Something just came over me, I guess. I was acting mentally sound. Please don't think we're usually like this. Not just me, but Natsuki as well. Yuri, I'm happy that you were considerate and apologised. You don't have to worry too much. Even though I've only been here a couple of days, I could tell something was off yesterday. Maybe we were just a little extra sensitive because it was our first time sharing poems. Whatever it is, it doesn't matter. It doesn't make me think any less of you. I'd already decided that there's no way you can be a bad person. And now that you're apologising, I know you really didn't mean it. Doonhamer, don't say those kind of things so frankly. They make me a little too happy. I'm really glad that you're such an understanding person. And I'm really glad that you joined the club. Everything is a little bit brighter with you around. And, sorry, what am I saying right now? Have you guys seen Monica? No, I haven't. I was kind of wondering where she was. Man. Yuri, I guessing you haven't either. Yuri's clearly taken aback by how calmly Natsuki is addressing her. No, I haven't. Jeez, this isn't like her at all. I know it's stupid, but I can't help but worry a little bit. What? Why are you looking at me like that? Natsuki, about yesterday, I just wanted to apologise. I promise I didn't mean any of the things I said. I'll do my best to stay under control from now on, so... Yuri, what the hell are you talking about? Did you do something yesterday? Jeez. Whatever's in your mind, I'm sure it was nothing. Don't even remember anything bad happening. The kind of person who worries too much about the little things, aren't you? What the... Papa, I'll accept your apology anyway, if it helps you feel better about it. Besides, it's kind of nice to hear, since I always find you secretly hated me or something like that. Hehehe. No, not at all. I don't hate you. Aha! Well, you're kind of weird, but I don't hate you either. Natsuki turns to me. You're still on trial, though. Hey! Suddenly the door swings open. Sorry, I'm super sorry. There you are. I didn't mean to be late. She was playing piano. Nah, well, Natsuki was. I was not. What took you so long anyways? Well, my last period today was study hall. To be honest, I kind of lost track of time. That makes no sense, though. You should have had a bell ring at least. I must have not heard it since I was practicing piano. Piano? I wasn't aware you played music as well, Monica. Don't give me more credit than I deserve. I guess I've been practicing for a while. Still. I realised their voices are near enough all the same. That must require a lot of dedication, and I wasn't even going to do voices. So I'm a little impressed. Oh, well, thanks, Yuri. You should play something for us sometime. That's... Monica looks at me. Well, I'm working on writing a song, but it's not quite done yet. Maybe once I'm a little bit better, I will. That sounds cool. I'll look forward to it. Is that so? In that case, I will let you jump, Doonhamer. Monica smiles sweetly. Didn't mean any pressure or anything like that. Don't worry. I was hoping that I could share with you anyway. I guess that's why I've been practicing so much recently. I see. Not sure if Monica was referring to the whole club or just me. In that case, best of luck. Thanks. So I didn't miss anything, did I? Nope, not really. So let's bring up anything the three of us talked about. Besides, Natsuki was already run off to the closet. Doonhamer, since your compliments put me in a good mood, I was wondering if you would like to spend some time together today. I mean, in the club. Yeah, definitely. Planning it anyways. Okay. Can we start now? Let's find a place to sit. I'm being a little forceful, aren't I? I'm sorry. My heart just won't stop pounding for some reason. Don't worry about it. If anything, it's nice to see you have so much energy. Yeah. But when you try to calm down, you won't be able to focus on reading like this. Take your time. He takes a deep breath and pulls a copy of the book out of her bag. Actually, I have a request. Do you mind if I make some tea first? Oh, yes, please. Put a cup on for me as well, please. Thanks very much. If there's one thing that can make my reading time here any better, it's a nice cup of tea. Not to mention for yourself as well. Yuri stands up and makes her way to the closet. Following watches reaches a small water pitcher from the shelf, the kind with a filter inside. Can you hold this for a second? Sure. Yuri hands me the water pitcher and also fetches an electric kettle. I'm going to plug this in a teacher's desk and I'll go to get some water. She walks past me and sets the kettle down on the teacher's desk, simply watch her movements. To my surprise, the way she moves really contrasts her speaking mannerism. Especially because of her long legs, Yuri appears elegant and methodical. Okay, may I have the water pitcher? Thanks, I'll be right back. Might as well walk with you. That's okay, you stay here. I won't take long. Pitcher in hand, Yuri hurries out to the classroom. Did Yuri leave again? No, it's not like that this time. She's just filled up a water pitcher to make tea. Oh, okay. Sorry for misunderstanding. What's going on, Monica? 10 minutes passed. Yuri said it wouldn't take long. Something holding her up. I'm bored just waiting here, so I decided to go look for her. Right. The last time we went looking for someone, it ended really darkly. Please don't do it again. Ha, what's that noise? It's coming from around the corner. It's like breathing. Sharp inhale, like someone's sucking the air through their teeth. Are they in pain? I reach the corner and peer around it. Yuri? Yeah. I'm back. Thanks for waiting patiently. Ah, yeah. Oh, that's not even her. Anything is fine. Very well. Yuri sets the temperature on the kettle to 200 degrees. Now it's time to get the teapot. You really do this properly, don't you? Of course. You'll see people who put the tea bag and the milk in the cup at the same time and then pour the water in. Get in the bin. That's not how you make a cup of tea. I shouldn't do anything less when I make a tea for others. Even if I'm not an expert at tea or anything. Uh-huh. In that case, you'll only be even more impressed. Ah, perhaps I will. Yuri fetches the teapot and begins measuring the tea leaves. To my surprise, she starts humming a little to herself. You must be in a good mood now. Oh, you must be in a good mood now. Is that so? I was letting it show, and you noticed. I was doing a bit of thinking, and I decided that I would try expressing myself a little bit more. It turns out it's not very hard for me to do. When it's you around, anyway. Ah, that's great, Yuri. Just don't push yourself too much. You're always worrying about me, Doonhamer. It's very endearing. Yuri wasn't kidding. I don't even know if I can keep up with this. Won't you pour a cup of tea for each of us? Doonhamer, I have another request. Do you mind if we sit on the floor today? Why is that? It's a little bit easier on my back. I can read with my back against the wall rather than bend over my desk. Ah, sorry, I didn't realise. No worries. I just have a back pain fairly regularly, so I do my best to manage it. Oh, is that so? I wonder why that is. It's more likely because your posture, right? Always hunched over like that while reading. Yes, I have terrible reading posture, so that's why we should sit on the floor. Fair enough. I'll go ahead and get the book. I retrieve the book from my bag. Ah, I have some chocolates as well. It's a bag of small chocolate candies. Please tell me we're not going to start feeding them to her. I take it. Yuri and I sit against the walls, teacups at our sides, as if in sync. We assume the reading position as last time, each holding one half of the book, except this time our bodies are even closer to each other. I can't see too well. Yuri slides closer until our shoulders are touching. How am I supposed to focus on reading like this? Yuri was always kind of cute, but when she's being less apprehensive, it's almost more than I can handle. Your teacup! Yuri hands me my teacup. Holding it with my hand that's not holding the book, I end up in the position that makes it even harder to focus. Because now, I need to worry about making sure I don't accidentally touch her chest. Meanwhile, Yuri hasn't noticed a single thing. She wears her intense reading expression. I can only presume the world around her is fading away. Use all my willpower to focus on reading. After a few minutes, I finally manage to relax a little. I put the teacup between my legs and fumble the chocolate wrapper. Ah, sorry. I briefly let go of the book to finish open the wrapper. You can have as much as you want. Ah, that's okay. I won't take any. Are you sure? Well, if I touch it, then it might get smudges on the pages. Ah, you're right. Didn't even think about that. My bad. No need to apologise. I'll hold the book, okay? Are you sure? Of course. Yuri opens the book with both hands. She holds it so that I don't have any harder of a time reading from it. But as a result, her left arm is practically resting on my leg. Don't get a stoner now, Doonhamer. And for those who don't know what a stoner is, it's a boner. Just what's called in Scotland, stoner. Well, in that case, Yuri is already totally focused on reading again. Take a chocolate candy and pop it into my mouth. Then I take another chocolate and I hold it up to Yuri. She doesn't even look away from the book. She simply parts her lips as if the situation was completely natural. That means I can't stop here. I apprehensively place the chocolate in her mouth. Just like that, Yuri closes her lips over it. Did I just... Yuri looks at me. She needs to confirm what just happened. Doonhamer? Sorry, I guess I shouldn't have done that. Yuri starts to breathe heavily. I can't. Doonhamer. Suddenly Yuri forcefully grabs my arm and injects me to my feet. My teacup gets knocked over. Doonhamer! My heart won't stop pounding, Doonhamer. I can't calm down. I can't focus on anything anymore. Can you feel it, Doonhamer? Yuri suddenly presses my hand against her chest. Why is this happening to me? I feel like I'm losing my mind. I can't make it stop. It makes me not want to read. I just want to look at you. Send help? Send help now. She looks like she's about to murder me with a machete. Got some crazy eyes from her. Do you know what's making this worse? I'm playing this in the dark. I'm actually shitting my pants. Okay, right. Monica's here again. It's time to share our poems. Oh, flippin' hell. Fuck a duck. Right, anyways, guys, I'm going to leave that episode there as I just recover from crazy eyes Yuri there. So yeah, thank you very much for watching. Hope you enjoyed, and we shall be back with another episode very soon. Very soon. Until then, take care. Goodbye. Bye now.